What's up, everybody? It's Chris with Investors Edge Real Estate Group. I'm here at Fry's Electronics, testing out their comfy chairs, watching Guardians of the Galaxy. But on my way over here, I was listening to Dave Ramsey, and his advice really pissed me off. So I've always been a Dave Ramsey fan. I'm all about getting out of bad debt. I don't agree with him on the investment side at all, though. I think he gives a lot of really good advice, but the advice he gave, I think it was really horrible. His advice today was basically stay uneducated and stay dumb. So let me back it up a little bit. So a woman called, and her daughter's money was in the stock market, her daughter's college money. So her husband wanted to maybe pull it out, throw it in savings because of the volatility in the world right now. There's a lot of stuff going on that might make the stock market go down. Plus, it's been on an upward trend for such a long time. Many people are calling for a crash. So it's not, her question wasn't a crazy question. Well, he treated her like she was an idiot, I thought, because, oh, well, it's not going to go down to zero. That's what he kept saying. It's not going to go down to zero. Everybody talks about how in the crash they lost all their money. Well, they didn't lose all their money. They lost half of their money. So he even said, you know, has the stock market been up for a long time? Yeah. Is it going to go down? Yeah, probably. He said that. You know, is there going to be a downturn? Yeah, probably. He said that. And then he continued to give her the same advice of saying buy and hold. Buy mutual funds and hold them for the long term. And I think it's crazy. So he also then dove into what happened. So I want to go over the numbers because I know he's a math nerd. Well, I'm a math nerd too, and I like doing some calculations like he did. So in his example, the $100,000 that they had invested in 2005, when everything tanked in 2008, it went from 13,000 to 6,000. So that 100,000 went down to 50,000. Well, Dave's rationale is, well, it's back up, right? You know, it went up almost 4 times, he said. So it didn't. It went up 3.6 times in that time. I looked it up. But so he's saying, oh, so you're back to where you started, plus you're better, you know, you're ahead of where you started. But that's not the point. It's been 10 years since then. That's a long time. You know, in someone's working life, that's a third, or, you know, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more, but that's a long time, 10 years. So in his example, it went from 100 down to 50, and then now it's recovered, and it's up to probably around 180 to 200, right? Well, he's saying leave it in there. He's admitting there's probably going to be a crash, and he's telling you to leave it in there, okay? That's insane. What if you're going to retire in 3 years? Still going to leave it in there? What if you're going to retire in 5 years? What's it going to be like? Are you still going to leave it in there? And then the part that really bugs me is it's just put your money in there every month, which I agree, save every month. Yes, do that. But then just let it do its thing and don't worry about it, which is insane. It's your retirement. Don't you want to pay a little bit of attention to it? So I ran some of my own numbers, and this is what I found. So if that same person who had the $100,000 were to simply take it out of the market in 2007 and then put it back into the market after, so they could just watch it tank all the way, and even if they didn't get it at the very bottom, if they caught the rebound and put their 100,000 back in after it had gone down, their money would be at a 3x, maybe not a 3.6x like the actual market, because they didn't get in right at the bottom. They got in a little bit on the uprise. So 3xing that is 300,000. So Dave's way, you get 180,000, and then if you just didn't listen, if you paid attention to the stock market and said, you know what, I think there might be a downturn, and simply pull it out, don't do anything with it, throw it in a savings account, you're going to be way ahead. You're going to be making a third more, right? So what if you get educated though? What if back then you had educated yourself and you knew that the stock market was going to go down? Everybody was talking bubble. Everybody knew about this. So what if you were to, here, I got my notes here. What if you were to take that 100K, throw it in for just a couple years, throw it in a 5% interest bearing account, and you just write it out till you see the bottom. The bottom for real estate was 2010. So if you take that 100,000 in 2010 and leverage it, you could buy $500,000 worth of real estate. Okay. And then what's happened in real estate since then? Since 2010, it hasn't gone 3.6, but it has doubled at least. In Arizona, in some of the lower end markets, it's tripled and quadrupled, but overall, the market has doubled. So you're $500,000 worth of real estate, which is probably more because again, we're gonna buy it under, but for this conversation, don't worry about that. Imagine we're paying full retail. So your $500,000 is turning into $1 million. Yes, you leverage, so you owe $400,000, but what's left? You have $600,000 left. So you have $600,000 in equity. Instead of, if you would have just took it out and then put it right back into the stock market, which the stock market did do well, you would be at 300,000. Or be dumb, go the Dave Ramsey way, and you got about 180,000. But you know what? If you just keep on working until you're 60 or 70, you're going to be able to retire wealthy. Come on. So that's my take on it. Let me know what your take is on it. Please leave some comments. You know, I want some discussion on this. What do you guys think? How are you going to retire? Are you going to just do the buy, hold, and pray, or do you want to get intentional and actually take control of your retirement? So if you want to do that, Investors Edge Real Estate Group, Kris Ontiveros, that's how you get me.